It's a beautiful morning here in 29 Palms, California. We're at Frank's Pontiac Parts, and we have this 1965 Pontiac Ventura two-door hardtop that we're putting up for sale. Now, this car has sat since 1995 in a backyard of a collector, and he had multiple cars. We actually bought several from him a couple years ago, and this car is in really amazing condition. He just got too old and eventually passed away. But anyway, I'll walk around this and then we'll get into detail so you can kind of see it, see what we got here. Very clean car. It's Night Watch blue now, but it came white with blue interior. Very solid. This is like a car that you would have found back in, say, the 80s, where it just needs a little upholstery work, a quickie paint job, and it's driving. We went ahead and got it fired up, and this engine runs just amazing. I can't believe how well it runs. Original 4-barrel 389, 8-lug wheels. We did put some decent tires on it. The 8 lugs are in amazing condition. We had them off, and we checked the specs on them, and they were great. The front wheel bearings have been repacked. We put new wheel cylinders on it, and a new master cylinder, and a water pump. When we pulled off the water pump, it still had coolant in it, and the timing cover looked like new money. So it was pretty nice. Original black California plates that came with the car when it was new. Let me see if I can open up the hood, kind of show you around here. A little difficult with one hand. I'm by myself this morning. Set that down. There we go. Not very professional, but when you're by yourself, you do what you got to do. So everything's there. All the hose clamps, all the wire brackets. It's amazing. Everything is on this car. It's all correct. Nobody's ever messed with it. There's no rust under the lips of the hood. In fact, this car has very little, if at all, rust. It just doesn't have it. So, very nice car. Let me open up the inside. Upholstery's torn up from sitting. It probably was really nice in 95. Door panels are amazing. And it's got beautiful door panels. No rust. You know, you don't see anything in the jambs or anything. It's got some rear options. It's got tilt wheel. It's got AM, FM. It's got rally gauges in the dash. You can kind of see those. It's missing the headliner. Let's see, we took out that package tray. It was all nasty from the sun. Let me grab the keys and we'll open up the trunk. The trunk had the original cardboard in it and the original mat, and we took it out to clean everything. And that's the ignition key. I'll try another key here. And we had wind that day, and the wind took it and blew it into a million pieces. Oh, it's got a reel-out trunk light too. I didn't know that. So reel-out trunk light. Trunk does have some pinholes and some larger holes in the trunk, but nothing horrible. You wouldn't have to replace the whole trunk, just the little spots that are bad. You can see the inside of the quarters looks super nice. There. I left the jack and tools out so that you could see what it really looks like in there. There's the plate, 1995, dual exhaust, of course. We'll take some still pictures of underneath the car. Here's the jack, the plate, the tools, all the stuff from the trunk. I took it out so that, so you could actually see what we have going on here. Get to the other side. And everything just opens up real easy. We've driven this thing around the yard and it's just amazing. And this is one of those cars that you don't need to pump the gas and do a bunch of stuff. It just starts. Original antenna. I mean, it's really an amazing condition vehicle. You'll see that it's got, like right here, it's got, you can see some body fillers showing through. But when you look at the other side of the fender on the inside, there's nothing. And I've seen that in a couple places on this car. So my guess is that they probably did a little work on it back in the day, probably a dealer prep. And they just, you know, like a used car lot. But that was about it. And not much. Yeah, there's a couple tiny little bubbles at the very back of the fender well. I think that was what the guys told me. And just this side. And she starts right up. The starter makes a little bit of noise after it starts. Oh, let me find the key. What did I do with the key? Here we go. All right. And we'll lean in and yeah, just starts right up. It's amazing. This engine, you can't even see it running when it's running. It's running. It doesn't shake, rattle. It just sits there. So pretty good. Anyway, there we go. 1965 Pontiac Ventura 2-door hardtop with power steering, tilt wheel, rally gauges, 8-lug wheels, and I think that's about it. Doesn't have air conditioning, but it's better to add that with the aftermarket than it is to go try to refurbish the original AC, which can be a nightmare. I know, because we sell the parts. Anyway, that's it. Available at frankspontiacparts.com. Thank you for watching.